party, party. We know they call nobody daddy. Tonight, we party, party. We know they call nobody daddy. We go rise, we go shine, we go come back strong, hold tight. It go hard sometimes. Keep your head up, brother, hold tight. What you God don't keep for you, you don't know, yeah, you don't know. Thank you for keep yourself from trouble, yeah. Go there today, it go there tomorrow. Your plans not work today, it go work tomorrow. Brother, I know say you don't feel sad, oh. I know say things are really bad, oh. But this one go surely pass, oh, away, away. One day we go smile up the face. As long as you live, everything will better. Everything will better. Hey, we go party together. Everything will better. One day, hey, we go party together. One day, everything will better. One day, hey, we go party together.
The program is they listen to Now We On Challenge, where they can to live from the Society for Radio Democracy, 98.1 FM. We the same also listen to on the internet on www.radiodemocracy.sl. You can send a message to the number on 077981981 for be part of the program. You the same also watch me live on Radio Democracy Facebook page. Well, I still get with me the headmaster for the Mintimagai School for the Blind, Salute Ture. We don't they talk about different things them. We don't happen at the school. Sally, now we know say school go open inside this September. We like picking for begin go school back. So firstly, before we can talk about some of the things them we not don't put in place for us for this reopening of school. What do you think about the general reopening of school?
All right, Princess, before I come to that question, I just want to join my colleague Edward Jah for call on Statistics Sierra Leone, because I also double as the Secretary General of SLUDI for call on Statistics Sierra Leone that this mid-term population census where they want for carry out, we want for see the inclusion of persons with disability. Not to say we only want let them count persons with disability. We also want for they part of the committees them where they don't set up now Statistics Sierra Leone for this particular process, because we believe say the for let them include we now from that process we will start. If they miss for involving particularly in those committees, then I should say even the county itself we get some problems today. So I want for join all persons with disabilities in this country for call on Statistics Sierra Leone that this time we need a total inclusion of persons with disability in this midterm census. Now, coming back to your question for actually tell you how within my own overall view on the reopening of school, I think say yes, schools for reopen, because mind you, schools them closed since March 31, except for schools them we for classes of examination levels we open in July. Now then don't they go school. The other classes or other picking them actually don't sit on them various homes for a very, very long time. And I should say the government through the Ministry of Basic Education don't do everything possible, and NACOVAC as well, for make sure say we then put mechanisms in place so that when we the schools them reopen, nobody no go report a case of coronavirus. So to me, I think say it's time that schools them reopen so that we picking them go once more go back to school, because particularly where they deal with special picking them, where some of them are physically challenged, some are blind, some are hearing impaired, over this time where they don't sit down hours, it don't become so boring for them. Some of them are just lay down and sleep and eat, now and then gets throughout this time, But if schools then for opening in October, I think say now a very laudable venture with the government don't take.
Okay, so you think say with this period where then they can open school if it's safe for the picking there, we know with all the virus where then at the country it's safe?
Well, mechanisms them. Government not the only open schools. I listened to the Honorable Minister of Education this morning. They're not the only open schools and left the schools like that. As they don't put they put mechanisms in place, and I sure said they go put the mechanisms in there so that we not go get a report of this coronavirus really. So to me, I only want for things say we forgo by the measures where governments don't put that we for get with face masks. We've always use hand washing. It will be part of we, even after Corona. I think say hand washing and some of them things as well where the government they put. If we for continue with them because now also very good way for keep we safe, very very healthy. And I know say with if we only work with the measures where government don't put, I believe that we no go actually report any case of Corona infection in the schools.
So now coming back to the Milton Magai School for the Blind, as school go open just now, how prepare una day right now for the opening of school?
Well, Milton Magai School for the Blind and all other special needs institutions, to be honest with you, Princess, we're not prepared yet. The reason, not just what I be to tell you, that for let we actually prepare for reopen schools in October, we for don't get we set with the subvention now, so that them picking up, particularly the one that we get body home schools. We know we like for can keep we picking them hungry not in schools. But today is the 10th. I mean, from now to the 5th of October, now like 3 weeks, we believe that steps them will be taken very, very, very fast so that we also go meet to that particular date. But as I sit down here, they talk to you and they talk to the general public, we're not actually really prepare yet all special needs institutions. We just believe and trust God say and the Ministry of Basic Education that by the grace of God, before the end of this month, those subventions then will be available so that they will pick here, so they will lovely pick here, go join we back and the learning process for them will continue.
One concern on Abidon they always they bring up now the issue of Braille for them picking their so.
Yeah.
So as this academic year will start, waiting so far don't they happen with that particular concern the way una gets?
Well, I thank you for drawing my attention to particularly the Braille. The concern where we get now for the examination classes, the Beke, particularly the Beke and the WASC, that's a very serious concern. Just imagine, Princess, you get you blind picking where they do so well na secondary school, and when Beke come, that picking they not get question paper in your own accessible format. That's not Braille. You not get that Braille question paper there. It only depend on somebody, a teacher, for can read to them the questions, then he go write them. Take for instance, you get 3 blind picking them where they at the same level, just like how the WASC done so. We get 3 picking them na Prince of Wales. We take these WASC examinations. Then picking them, they not been get question papers in Braille. So waiting happen. One teacher being get for read for them every time, every question, every sentence, everything. If that person, they say, read for me question 1. Somebody else go say, read for me question 3. Somebody else go say, read for me question 8. It's very, very challenging. It's very, very challenging, and that's not the reason why to make. I always don't go to the West African Examinations Council. I don't write letters, and I also don't serve copies to the Ministry of Basic Education. That this is an unfair treatment. It's not really fair to we, because if that picking they forget equal treatment, like how the sighted child they get her. If that sighted child they get a question paper, the blind child for also get a question paper. In some countries in Africa, now that's exactly they happen. And if it happen even in Sierra Leone, it's got the way we be the go school, where we be they take examinations. Yeah, it be they happen. They will be they get Braille question papers. But I actually know what's in the problem now, where with the getting challenges, then they, even though they supply the information very early, they make follow-ups, they will continue for promise me say we will make question papers for them until the dying minute. Just for realize, say, when you go there on the first day of the examination, no Braille question paper, no happen, no day for them blind PKS. So, and that really don't disturb we. That's not only for picking where they go now the Milton Magai School for the Blind. You also cut across to blind picking them where they all over the country. You know, even the hearing impaired, they also no get all it takes for take them public exams here. So eventually, they get for they know they do well in public examinations. So all of these now really a very serious challenge where we think say the duty bearers, the stakeholders for come together, and we all for come together, let them listen to with professional advice. You know, sometimes they can say they ask for too much. It's not too much we they ask for. If we just simply say, Princess, me you did a class, you get question paper. Me self said, would you una braille me own question paper self. I mean, not to asking for much. It's just that I want for make myself more comfortable and want for compete with Princess, so that Princess no go pass me in that class and left me repeat back the class for a whole year.
So then concern the way you do is concerning this braille issue. Una don't ever take on to the ministry and give una reasons they why make it important for make disabled students they use this for take less class.
I don't do them. I don't engage the West African Examinations Council, and I also don't do as well to the Ministry of Basic Education. You know, just as I say, see disability issues in this country, we will continue for push them. We were done day before, we will continue for push those issues, because for now, we now like the people are now we for make we picking them and we brothers and sisters the way they be, and we let them comfortable. If we not talk, other people are not go talk. If we not push, other people are not go come out for push. So we self we get we own issues. Now we they push. We don't they do engagement. We don't they do that kind of sensitization day that is important. You know, I go Ghana last year. Ghana, if you tell them that you that picking, you know, they get braille question paper, they will feel too bad. Because for them, every child, as long as you did write that examination, that beke, you did write that WASC, believe me, you did get your question paper. Because that's not the only way we go ensure independence to that particular child for able for read in questions and for passing exams very, very well. You know, one grain person for go read for 2, 3, 4, 5 picking them at the same time. It's really boring and it's really very, very challenging for them picking, and they picking themselves at times, then go forget waiting, then don't they write. But if you are they read for me safe, are they answer questions for me safe, it will really see say are they do me work independently.
Okay, we see school they carry open and una not still get yet them braille, so how we go talk for the picking them for big for take classes there?
Well, for the Beke, I hope say braille question papers go there for them, because I've been assured that question papers go there, braille question papers go there. But that was the same assurance where I get also for the WASC, where you know actually happen. I mean, 90% of the picking them, you know, they do braille few question papers. But I'm far not to 90. I will tell you say 97% of the picking them we take the West Africa Examinations Council countrywide not being received braille question papers. So I hope say for the Beke we go able for get them question papers and day, because I want me picking them for do well. I cherish them so much that I want them all for go SS1, and I want for them let them go university. And the only way for a blind child for be able to live a useful life in a society, now where that blind child they be given the equal opportunity like that cited picking day, so that in safe go live a useful life. And not only a blind child, but all level of all category of disabled people, whether you are hearing impaired, whether you are physically challenged, whether you are any kind disability where you know that picking they go only be able to live a useful life where he gets the education. Education are the only way out. So for we will fight them throughout for make sure say they will pick here comfortable. Thanks to God to Christopher Blending Mission, where they're also able for help with an embosser where we get at the school, and then they really help we for braille we questions we materials them for picking and the textbooks them for picking them, so that then pickers will go. Also, the constraints what they face in the various secondary schools, we they minimize them small, and we only they ask that people they help with, because for emboss now a whole expenditure, a whole budget in itself, you know, you get for make sure say you buy papers for emboss the materials, and for we in braille is a very bulky something. So when you get ink prints when are 10 copies, so we, if you want for emboss them, you go get over 20-25 papers we go use. So we dey call on people, them kind individuals, them kind organizations for come to we aid and help we with them papers and the way we dey use, so that we go continue for braille then question paper sorry them textbooks here, so for picking them at the school.
Okay, apart from the braille material we na challenge, when it comes to transportation as well, because now that concern and the way like we always on the raise for the picking them.
Sure.
So now what's in how far una don't they go for say that issue they be settled, because we see school they can open and again for they take the picking them for go, more especially secondary school picking them then get for the go. So what about that issues there?
See why I come here today, I not even count motorcar. That's for tell you say the motorcar where the school gets self don't broke down, and it don't, because it don't old. Every week we spend so much na that particular motorcar day, and it's becoming a very serious challenge. And then we pick here, as I say, we na a body home school. We they go to picking them, some of them they go Prince of Wales, St. Edwards, then they go St. Joseph's Convent, National Pentecostal School, and the Albert Academy, and many other schools in town. All of them picking them, now that we boss them, we they use, we they load them, we they go with them, we go and drop them every blessed day. Because we see say if them pick here, so we take and put we put them, they're not gonna be comfortable. You know, not so everybody know how to handle them pick here. Now that make we always they call on organizations, we call on international and local NGOs, the government, for let them help we with a bus, so that them pick here go get a very comfortable time in their own bus for going to school and for coming to school again. If them pick here so for take puda, I remember 1 year, you know, when many years ago, the school not been get any form of transportation. So this begin be they go school and na puda it be get for take. When you see them go put them na street, you know, na street nobody driver just put them. Other motorcar become, if not to the grace of God, therefore bang them and kill them that particular day. So now that's not the reason. Now that make we want a bus for them we pick here. So not only we, if all special needs institutions them. This now an appeal now. We want transportation for them we pick here, so that we go able for transport them at them various destinations on daily basis.
The program is they listen to now we own challenge where they can to live from the Society for Edu Democracy 98.1 FM. You they same also listen to on the internet on www.edudemocracy.sl. The program now we own challenge.